So in this video, I will show you how to create a very simple light and airy photograph and also demonstrate how I use just one light to create this image. So hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography or maybe just lighting in general, this channel is for you. So you might want to consider subscribing, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. So in today's video, I am once again taking you behind the scenes during an actual engagement shoot, and as I said in my intro, I will show you how I used one light to create a very simple light and airy photograph. But before that, let's talk a little bit about posing, because you guys have always been asking me about it. And to be honest, when I pose, it's very simple, and I will show you. There, perfect. Melv, sito ka? Too much? There, like that. Tapos hawakan mo yung waist niya, hilahin mo. Yeah. There. And then your legs, get the Ruby pa ganito. There, yan. And then, not too close, Melv. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that some of the audio clips that you might hear is going to be in Tagalog, but basically what I said in that video was just what you're supposed to be doing. Now, the basic principle whenever I am posing is this one. Number one, you got to read the room. You got to figure out first what you think would go with the personality of the couple that you are shooting. It is not about what you think will look good or what you think in your head you want to do, but rather what will look good for them. A basic rule of thumb for me is that I want them always close, and I want them to create like a puzzle. I want every single part of their body to merge like this. I don't want stuff that are overlapping, and I also like showing a bit of intimacy. Now, the real basic thing that I really go about whenever I am posing is as simple as this. Whenever you see your couple, try to imagine that you are seeing another couple, maybe when you're walking down the beach as where we were, and if you see them doing something that looks really weird, therefore it's not a good pose for them, or it's not a very natural pose. So what I try to do is normally what I would normally see in everyday life, how real couples actually are sweet to each other, and that's what I try to replicate in my photographs. So now that I have them posed the way I want them to pose, it's time to light up the scene. Now, initially, I wanted the light coming from the same general direction of the sun, which is exactly what I did here. Tilt your head towards Melvin, Ruby, chin away, there. Melvin, urong mo ng konti mukha mo, away, and then look towards Ruby. So the light that I used was my Phottix Indra 500. The Phottix Indra 500 is a 500 watt battery operated strobe that's capable of high speed sync and TTL. Now, the camera that I had, if I'm not mistaken, was my Sony A7R Mark IV, and the lens that I used was my 50mm 1.2. You saw in that clip that I was still constantly posing them because I was tweaking the way they would mesh. I would always want it as close as possible, especially for a shot like this, and I had my light where the general direction of the sun came from. That's normally how you would do it. However, this is the image that I got from that. It's actually not so bad. You could see here that I'm actually trying to create now that puzzle piece of making their faces fit and just having that seamless mesh of their faces and their body. However, there is something that really bothered me actually when I started lighting it that way. I underexposed the scene, put in some light on them, created a bit of drama. However, I felt that it wasn't really correct for what I was trying to achieve in terms of the mood of the image. Let me show you how it looked like lit just by existing ambient light. You could see here that you already have beautiful light. And when I say beautiful light, we were shooting in a very overcast day, so the light that we were getting was so soft. However, we lacked the contrast, which is what I tried to do with this particular image. However, contrast works both ways too. You could either have your proper exposed part of your image to your shadows, or you could also have it to your highlights. And I felt in this particular case, highlights would actually be a better form of contrast, therefore a light and airy photograph. And that's exactly what I did in this next scene. So right now you think we have beautiful soft light on their face, right? So what I decided to do was put my flash behind them to create a bit of highlight, a kicker light. So I'm on high speed sync right now at f1.2 1/640. Guys, closer, closer, there, that's it. Chin down, Ruby. Then Melvin, come in a bit closer. No, there, that's perfect, there. Smile a little bit. So I have the light at the very tip of the frame, just so that it gives a beautiful highlight. Nice. Ruby, chin down a bit. There. Melvin, go in a bit closer. Yeah, beautiful. One last. Perfect. So I was at f1.2 1/320. My flash was on high speed sync, full power with this one. All right, fantastic. Look at that. Very well. Right?
The lighting's so nice.
Very clean
Yeah.
light. So we're doing a combination now. We're doing light and airy, and we're doing dramatic. So at least we got the best of both worlds. Okay, next. So here are the things that actually made shooting a light and airy photograph possible with just one light. Number one, as I mentioned earlier, I already had beautiful existing soft light. However, I did not get the contrast. So I was trying to get the contrast with my light. So what I did was instead of having it in front, I put it behind them. Now having it behind them allowed me to just put a little bit of light at the corner of the frame, as I mentioned in the video, and that's the one that's creating that beautiful light, that beautiful kicker light, and at the same time I'm not getting a hot spot. Now I also mentioned that I was on high speed sync because I wanted to shoot at 1.2 and just blur out everything aside from certain parts of their faces. And you could see that I was actually tweaking the images or the posing as I was shooting depending on my angle, because I just wanted to create this one. So this particular image now that you are seeing was shot with existing ambient light. You could see that the light was somewhere here. So that was my base exposure. After which I popped in a light, I put the light in that created the highlights here. So from here you got a very nice soft but flat image. Now you got some depth because of the highlights here created by the light here, and a bit of Photoshop work, and you could just remove it, creating this final image. So that's my version of shooting a light and airy photograph with off-camera flash. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and if you guys want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Okay, till the next video,